Hi and good evening. It's Melissa Krudwig, the Bear of Real Estate, and I just wanted to take a few minutes with you this evening to discuss the different types of contingencies that you're going to consider when you're submitting an offer for a property. The first one is inspection. An inspection contingency covers all of your inspections that you're going to execute during your due diligence period. This applies for commercial, residential, and land. If you're purchasing a residential property, it has a pool, for example, we're going to recommend that you get an additional inspection, a pool inspection. For commercial properties, we do have inspectors that focus on just commercial properties because it is definitely different. The next type of contingency is a finance contingency. This is when you're going to have the opportunity to work through all your financial pieces with your lender prior to executing the appraisal contingency. This will protect your earnest money and to make sure that you're 100% qualified for the next step. The appraisal contingency is where the lender will hire a third party, the appraiser, and he or she will go out and appraise the property and make sure that we're lending a fair amount of money, again, fair to what is happening in the market, what's fair market value. The contingency I want to talk about this evening is a sales contingency. As we go into the spring market, this is a question that we answer a lot with our buyers and sellers. So if you're thinking about getting on the market, you want to be careful and you want to avoid being homeless, a sales contingency is a great way to protect yourself. A sales contingency says that the home that is being purchased by the buyer is contingent on them selling the home that they currently have. It's contingent. So the buyer must be able to sell his or her home before they can execute the transaction on the house that they're buying. There's a couple different ways to do that. They can do it through a traditional sales contingency, or they can apply a kick out, which helps protect the seller. Either way, it is saying that, again, the buyer must be able to sell their home in order to buy the new house. So it's contingent on the sale of their existing home. There are some ways to mitigate some of that risk for both the buyer and the seller. For example, if the buyer's home is already on the market, that's definitely a step in the right direction. If the buyer's home is already in a contract, that definitely mitigates the risk for both the buyer and the seller. But that sales contingency will protect the buyer's earnest money while they are in the process of marketing or selling their home. So if you're thinking about buying or selling anytime soon, if you want to talk about the pros and cons of a sales contingency or talk about what a kick out is, like I said, it's a popular question, especially during the spring market. Just give Angie and I a call. We'll be happy to answer any of all your questions, or to sit down with you with a complimentary consultation meeting and talk about the different ways that you can approach your real estate goals for 2020. Thanks so much.